Hello everybody, welcome back to more Snatcher on the Sega CD. Alright, I wanted to say I'm doing my best, in editing to try to get my volume good and leveled. I mean, I try to do that anyway, but this game doesn't really have any audio settings, within the game, so it's mixed how it's mixed. But I'll do my best so that things can be heard. When there is music playing in the game and you start talking to a character, the music does get softer and lower on purpose so that the character's dialogue stands out more, so that's good. So we're on to Navigator here. We're learning more about junker items, things related to the item, things that we use. And we already went over the items in the last video, so now we're on to Navigator. A personal support robot designed to assist a junker with their investigation. Navigators are programmed with the needs of their actual users in mind. For example, runners who suffer from tension relatively easily are given navigators programmed to help calm them down, etc. Navigators are equipped with a variety of sensors to aid in the detection of possible danger. In addition, these sensors can be used to perform direct physical scanning of suspected snatchers. If a scanning warrant has been issued. Navigators are programmed to ignore orders to scan suspects if a warrant has not been granted. So there you go. Okay. Okay. So we only get one readout here about navigators. Excuse me. Okay, turbocycle. A land-air vehicle used by junkers. 3 wheels are available for ground travel. Wheels are retracted during jet-powered hover or full flight mode. Vehicle's onboard computer is linked to city's traffic network, permitting completely automatic operation. Manual operation also available. Onboard computer assists driver during manual operation, depending on their flight driving abilities. Automatic computer takeover feature installed to help prevent accidents in emergency situations. Sounds nice. Blaster. The only firearm capable of eliminating snatchers. Carbon polymer ceramic construction offers very lightweight and almost complete resistance to heat, resulting in near-perfect shape retention. Grip and trigger shape are ergonomically designed from cast of user's hand to maximize comfort and accuracy. Neural feedback circuitry adjusts weapon to user's capabilities, allowing nearly unlimited improvement in marksmanship skills. Nice. Okay. So now we're on to concerning snatchers. At least the ambient sounds here are not too annoying for all this information that you would be reading. Insector. Isn't that the name of a transformer or something? Insectors. Spider-shaped probe security robots used by snatchers. Thread-like sensor apparatus deployed from rear of robot triggers needle gun attack if touched or approached. Microjet powered, known to jumping mechanical spiders. They're kind of like face huggers from Aliens, I guess. Sort of. Length 30 centimeters, weight 500 G. Specimens recovered for study by junk team. Invariable self-destruct, preventing further analysis. Okay, so they blow themselves up when they get destroyed anyway, so that they can't be studied. Okay. Distinguishing features. Snatcher characteristics. Number 1. Snatchers operate almost exclusively at night and during the winter months. Number 2. Snatchers only snatch VIPs, very important persons. Their ultimate goal appears not to be the snatch itself, but some secondary effect of it. Number 3, Snatcher targets are restricted by their physical size. While they can adjust the size of their major body areas, these adjustments are limited. As such, their victims are exclusively persons of 150 to 180 centimeters in height. This makes snatching of children, the elderly, etc. impossible. Okay. Number 4, Snatcher's weapons. A mouth-firing laser cannon. How do you like that? So you don't want to get in an argument up close with a Snatcher, because they'll just open their mouth and just laser your head off. Number 5, weak point. Thin slit portions of their skull armor, which make head size adjustment possible. So this is their weak point, the head. You want to go for the head with these things. This is all very useful information that could save you from dying, because you can die in this game in the shooting segments. Okay. Chronology. Snatcher history, December 22nd, 2044. First contact. A Bioroid's remains are recovered from the wreckage of SRS Flight 4003, which crashed into the Roko mountain range, February 18, 2045. A Snatcher, which had killed and replaced or snatched the mayor of Neokobe, B. O'Connor, is captured, but self-destructs during transport. In December, Neokobe is thrown into a panic over the problem. The witch hunts take place as people try to uncover and destroy imagined Snatchers. Right. November 3rd, 2047, a well-known KBC newscaster is revealed to be a Snatcher and terminated. The remains self-destruct, preventing further analysis. November 15th, 2047, the leader of a prominent revolutionary religious group is determined to be a Snatcher. During pursuit, the Snatcher's car crashes, destroying it, and the resulting fire. November 20th, 2047, the former president of a biotechnology firm is uncovered as a Snatcher and terminated. During transportation, the remains are stolen, naturally. Okay. And then Bounty Hunter. Bounty Hunter program. In order to elicit civilian support in the effort to combat Snatchers, the government instituted the following reward program. All eligible voters of Neokobe were given the right to register as bounty hunters. Registration involves a few simple tests and procedures. Firearm license, psychological profile, junker test, etc. Actual rewards for Snatcher termination depend on individual circumstances. Government also provides numerous insurance benefits for those injured or killed while attempting to terminate a Snatcher. Okay, so I mean, if you're dead, I guess your wife would get a benefit from it, or your husband. You could be a female junker or runner. I don't actually think there is any. Mika is not a... She works at the junker headquarters, but she's not a runner. Snatcher. Okay, we're done with Snatcher. On to Neokobe. Neokobe data. Neokobe city statistics. Total population 5.83 million people. Ethnic groups: Japanese 30%, Chinese 24%, American 10%, West European 5%, East European 11%, Hispanic 5%, Jewish 5%, Philippine 3%, Other 7%. Unregistered population 1.2 million estimate. Wow. Total area undetermined. Okay, I wanted to see what was the total population again. 5.83 million, and it said almost 6 million people. 1.2 million of that is unregistered people. Okay. Now, Neokobe history. Development of the city construction to link major man-made islands of the inland sea begins near the end of the 20th century. Plan to link the 5 major blocks into one large metropolis, Neo-Kobe, is promoted in early 21st century. Planned to be completed 10 years later in conjunction with Kobe Expo. City launched as a major new hub for Asia and experiences heavy immigration. By 2045, the city becomes known as Neo-Crowbar, due to its infamy as the city with the world's highest crime rate. Okay, it's not good. Kobe Bridge. Kobe Bridge complete quarantine of Neo-Kobe is launched on December 1st, 2047 as a method of preventing the spread of the Snatcher menace. All land, sea, and air links to the city, except for Kobe Bridge, are cut and patrolled by the military. Passage over Kobe Bridge requires a government-issued pass and numerous thorough checks. Alpha 1. The mother computer system which unifies and oversees administration of Neo-Kobe, developed via sophisticated networking of hundreds of separate systems in the city. A high-speed neurocomputer capable of mimicking human thought and reasoning patterns, maintains extensive files on all individuals, corporations, and groups within the city. Also manages the day-to-day operation of the city's financial, distribution, and transport systems. Alpha 1 program maintenance is coordinated by Konami Software's Project Development Division, subgroup number 48. Video phone number 301234. Okay. Okay, we got a lot of stuff here. Snow number 9, or Snow 9. A crystalline form of pollen created using genetic manipulation techniques. Developed for military use, it disrupts nearly all radio transmissions. It is poisonous to humans in large quantities. It can cause symptoms similar to respiratory arrest, while even small quantities cause allergy-like symptoms such as sneezing and runny nose. Larger than ordinary pollen, the crystals are visible to the naked eye and appear similar to snow, hence the name. The pollen creates environmental problems as well. In vegetation producing, it will destroy in large quantities after the war to avoid them. Okay. So because of it being in the air and attaching to the vegetation, it's ruined a lot of crops. Nevertheless, it is re-emerging in tropical regions as well as those subtropical regions where water supplies are plentiful, such as near rivers. At present, the only known area affected in Neo-Kobe is in vicinity of the Inya River, as the pollen appeared in Neo-Kobe only after the first presence of Snatchers was confirmed. The relationship between the two is currently under careful investigation. Excuse me. Okay. STBO. A mysterious disease which originated in France around 2035. The first patient in Neo-Kobe was recorded in the summer of 2040. At present, between 50,000 and 100,000 residents of Neo-Kobe are believed infected. STBO victims develop fever, joint and muscle pain, diarrhea, lymph node inflammation, tremors, and pneumonia, with over 60% dying from the disease. Transmission is via bodily fluids such as blood, saliva, and semen, and generally spread by blank, contact, or hypodermic needles, particularly when unsterilized ones are used for the injection of illegal blank. Just going to not say those words. take a sip of drink. You know how YouTube is. Similarities to the disease, AIDS, which emerged some 55 years ago, led researchers to believe at one time that STBO was a mutated form of the AIDS virus. But the two have since been shown to be unrelated. There is still no treatment or cure. Public discomfort about the disease and concerns about whether others close to them are carriers has noticeably increased the level of suspicion in the general population and significantly harmed interpersonal communication. In many ways, this trend has made detection of snatchers more difficult. And then we have Liquid Sky, a recently developed new type of hallucinogen derived from alkaloids. Usage is via injection either under the skin or directly into a vein. The blank directly stimulates the user's nervous and limbic system, creating a strong sense of excitement as well as hallucinations. Additional effects include lowering the user's sensitivity to feelings of worry, doubt, or fear. I wanted to mention, hearing that word, fear, I heard something really interesting the other day. I was watching an interview with actor, singer-songwriter Billy Bob Thornton. For those of you who know him, he's in one of my favorite movies called Sling Blade. If you've never seen Sling Blade and you happen to have relatives or were born in Arkansas, I would recommend watching that movie. It's an early 90s drama, family drama movie. Anyway, I was watching an interview with Billy Bob Thornton. He was in his music studio, and he mentioned, he said he knows about old film stuff. He said back in the days of older, like black and white Dracula films, back in those times, they would subliminally inject a certain low-frequency tone into the movie theaters, either directly into the movie audio stream, and it was such a low tone you couldn't really hear it, but just the effect of it being heard by your brain, it made you more fearful or more stressed, induced more stress in you, hence making those movies have more of an effect on the audience when they were being shown in the theaters. I wonder if that's really true. I thought that was a cool, interesting little tidbit of information I've never heard. It's pretty crazy if they were doing that back then. Anyway, moving on. The blank soared in popularity among young people during the late 2040s. Regular use causes changes in brain tissue synapse, which can result in impaired nervous function if use is prolonged. Okay. Because we're going to hear about all this stuff throughout the course of this game, so we're learning about it ahead of time. So yeah, STBO is basically an STD, which you don't want. And Liquid Sky you probably don't want either. Okay, and the last thing is black market. The underground market in Neo Kobe, vast numbers of products, both legal and illegal, are available at cut-rate prices. Chinese immigrants with excellent business and marketing skills contributed greatly to the market's growth during its early years. Some experts believe its size now exceeds that of the regular marketplace. The market had mainly served to meet the needs of immigrants from the mainland and illegal aliens, but the wide variety of merchandise and low prices now attract many regular customers from the general population, severely hurting the business of traditional merchants. The largest organization in Neo Kobe in the market is the so-called Plato's Cavern area. I think we actually get to go there later. Plato's Cavern. Alright, that covers everything about Neo Kobe. Transportation. Tube liner. A linear motor train utilizing... Hold on a second. Okay. train utilizing superconducting magnets for propulsion. The system was the backbone of transportation in Nyokobe for 30 years after the war, but was scrapped due to the spread of slums in the south and the introduction of automatic traffic control via central computer. The original plan was for trains to travel in near vacuum tunnels to reduce air resistance to almost zero. But high cost and the weak foundations of the reclaimed land in the city prevented realization. The abandoned tunnels of the system still exist. Demolition efforts have been hampered by property owners, disputes, and the weak foundations. Okay. Automatic traffic system. A system which maintains the entire transportation network of Nyokobe, including land, air, and water routes, via direct computer control of traffic flow by the Alpha 1 mother computer system. In particular, the system's ASV, Automatic Safe Vehicle, routines work to prevent traffic accidents and congestion. They have boosted the efficiency of ground transport, in particular to levels not dreamed of in the 20th century. The system has estimated the need for public transportation. Excuse me. The system has eliminated the need for public transportation. Black train. Just go to the black market. A term referring to the illegal manned taxis. Oh. The word taxi usually refers to government-operated, computer-controlled, unmanned vehicles. However, such taxis requiring personal identification to board only operate in areas designated as municipal data administration districts. They generate records of where customers board and get out, thus making their use impossible or impractical for many immigrants and illegal aliens. Right. On the other hand, black taxis require no identification and will go anywhere, making them extremely popular. As such, government officials have decided that the black taxis, though illegal, have formed such a sophisticated organization throughout the city that they cannot be ignored any longer, and plans are being studied which would legalize their operation. Yeah, might as well. Okay, that's it for transportation. Besides what we already covered for our transportation, you know, being our turbo cycle. Okay. So now we have culture science. Okay, time for science class to begin. Wow. Okay, I'm sure Elon Musk would take great pleasure in hearing this. Space development. Plans were made in the late 20th century to develop space resources for the betterment of mankind. But global warming, the catastrophe, and other factors were harmed the environment, I screwed up my reading there, harmed the environment, speeded this trend significantly. The construction of the U.S. space station Freedom, as well as the development of successful fusion-based propulsion, represented enormous steps forward in the effort. At present, a helium-3 mine to provide fuel for fusion rockets is under development on the moon. In addition, the new Promised Land project to create permanent colonies on Mars is in advanced stages. See? It's exactly what, Elon's trying to do. Wants to do. Okay, Mars research chronology. Mars research, August 1988. The Phobos project, Phobos 1 and 2, launched by the former Soviet Union, explore Mars and its two moons, Phobos and Deimos. October 1989, Mars Observer, launched by the U.S., studies the planet's atmosphere and soil. April 1997, PESTA project, unmanned probe retrieves data on Mars, asteroids, and comets. Project initiated by Eastern European nations, but the catastrophe forces transfer of the project to the U.S. December 2005, construction begins on Wells project, an unmanned robot production facility on Mars. June 2010, first satellite put into permanent Mars orbit. July 2015, construction begins on experimental manned base. Le Guin. November 2022, construction begins on Mars spaceport. Yeah, I'm not gonna say that word. You can read it. We'll call it Moore. How about that? Moore Rock. I'll say that. June 2025. Completion of early manned base, Herbert. December 2030. First full-scale Mars base. Vonnegut. Yeah. Begins operation. January 2035. Operations begin at Asimov, the first mine on Mars. Okay, getting some progress here. Mars Greening Project. The Mars Greening Project, a project to turn the barren planet into a lush green world like Earth. Initially, large reflecting mirrors will be placed in orbit to reflect heat radiation back down to the planet. Simultaneously, greenhouse gases will be released into the Martian atmosphere. By warming the planet, conditions which allow yeast and other bacteria to flourish are established. Following this, the oxygen given off by these bacteria will be employed to make conditions favorable for higher forms of life. The vast underground deposits of frozen water, the existence of which was discovered by earlier bases on the planet, have moved this project from the realm of fantasy into likely reality. At present, phrases like "turn the red planet green" and "Mars, the new promised land" represent the energy that those involved are putting into the project. Phase 1 of the project, the installation of reflecting mirrors around the planet, is currently scheduled for 2049. A rocket carrying the first immigration investigative team to Mars, the Beagle Jerusalem, was launched just last week. Nice. Biocommunication. Communication without language by mechanically detecting and encoding the organic responses of chemical and other products given off by living organisms. The technique is hoped to provide a way for humans to communicate with other species someday, but logistical obstacles have limited it to scientists' one-way observation at this point. PPET scans of the brains of vertebrates using these techniques have led science to a nearly full understanding of the structure of these animals' consciousness. Okay. Dreamcoder, a device for recording human dreams. Pickup of brain waves allows for playback which recreates distinct sights, sounds, and physical sensations. However, regulations prohibit playback by other than a licensed counselor or psychologist. Recordings are not legally admissible as evidence in a court of law. Okay. Cultural science, cultural sports, or culture sports, is that what that was? Culture sports, okay. Biozoo. Guys, we'll actually stop here. I've got 1 minute left on the video. We'll stop here in this part, and when we come back in the next video, we'll continue reading the Jordan computer. Thank you, and I'll see you there. Bye.